Hi, everyone, and welcome to Curriculum Night. Okay, glad you're here with us tonight. First of all, again, thank you. I know you parents have busy schedules, so thank you guys for tuning in. But I feel like this is just really such an important event for you parents, for our community, and all of our teachers here. It kind of helps bridge the gap. Okay, but nevertheless, I have a presentation I'd like to show you, and we'll get started. I'll share my screen with you. And that way I've got some important information on here you can take note of. All right. Okay. So here we go. This is what we're going to be talking about today, our agenda. I'll give an introduction. I've got some contact information, talking about our course, talk about the technology, evaluation, RISE, and we even have some room for some questions here. Okay, all right, so here we go. First of all, just talk a little bit, first of all, about me, give you a little introduction about me. My name is Shane Kearney. I'm originally from Panama City Beach, Florida. Went to school at Florida State University. When I graduated from college, I actually did not start my teaching career. I was a medical first responder, and I did that for about 12 years. I moved to Georgia, and it is here in the Atlanta area where I started my teaching career. I actually started here at Alpharetta High School, where I've been teaching now for about 6 years. Also coach. I started coaching girls basketball. I am now the head coach of the swim and dive team. I am also the assistant athletic director as well. So I wear many hats around here. Chances are, if your son or daughter plays in the athletics, there's a good chance I will be at one of their events. All right. Okay, so first I want to start talking about a PLC team and kind of what that is. First of all, it's a professional learning community. It's other teachers here that teach world history. And basically what we do, we meet on a weekly basis. And we discuss what we're going to teach. But more importantly, we discuss what is going to go in the grade book and what type of test we're going to administer. This does really a few things. One, it levels the playing field. I'll give you an example. Given all the teachers that teach world history, we try to eliminate preference, right? In other words, you don't want to get that teacher who's assigning 30 homework assignments in a 2-week time span, whereas I assign none, right? We don't necessarily want that. We want it to be equitable, right? And not only that, but it creates an opportunity for us teachers to meet and talk about what's working in the classroom, or maybe, what's not working, or what can we improve, okay? So it's really kind of a professional development for us teachers that teach world history to come together and just collaborate. I think overall that makes a better learning experience for your kids. That's the PLC team. Okay. Contact information. Okay. Simple enough. The easiest way to contact me is through email. Okay. If you send out an email, I will generally get to it within 24 hours, oftentimes quicker than that. Okay. I have my website listed up here. I do have some important information typically listed on there. Of note, what I always have every week is a calendar. On that calendar, you can find basically what we're going to do for that week. Okay, I update that usually on Monday mornings, but your students or even you can go on there and check out, okay, well, what will they be learning this week? Okay, that's listed right there. All right. Okay, since this is curriculum night, let's talk a little bit about the curriculum. In other words, what does your student, your son or daughter, learn in world history? Okay. Well, we break up world history into really 6 units. Okay. We start with the ancient history, talking about ancient river valley civilizations. We start with Mesopotamia. We also hit Egypt, the Indus Valley, and China are really the main focus for this unit here. Okay. Then we start with the classics. Okay. In the classics, we particularly just focus on Greece and the Roman Empire. After that, we hit the new empires. Okay, we talk about the Byzantine Empire. This is where we talk about the Middle East, talk about the rise of Islam. Okay, we also talk a little bit about the Far East as well. Okay, then we get into the Middle Ages. Okay, the Middle Ages, we span more than just Europe. Okay, we talk about Asia, Japan, as well as Europe. We do focus quite a bit in Europe in the Middle Ages. Okay. And then we get into more of the modern world. Okay. Really, we get into the age of exploration, which is one of my favorite units to teach. Talk about the age of exploration, discovery, talk about the Renaissance, okay, the scientific revolution, and again, one of my favorite units, the Industrial Revolution. Okay, again, kind of getting into more modern history in this unit. And last but not least, the last unit, we call it Worlds Collide. Now, this is really getting into pretty modern history, right? Social revolutions, and we even talk about globalism. So as you can see, the curriculum, it spans far and wide. Okay, we talk about ancient history all the way up to current times. Okay, but there's a little something about what your student will be learning in world history. Okay, technology. Obviously, this year we've rolled out a new platform. Okay, using solely Microsoft Teams. Perhaps some of your teachers are using OneNote. I've decided not to use OneNote. For me, I think it's simple is best. But basically, obviously, in order to make this work for universal remote learning, devices are a must. And I know we have had problems launching Microsoft Teams. It's been kind of up and down, to be honest with you, for the last couple of weeks. But I think we're slowly figuring it all out. But nevertheless, one other thing about technology, the way we take attendance is through our live sessions. So it is important that your son or daughter attend the live sessions. But we do understand there are technology problems. Just a simple email to me, just to let me know I was having some difficulties. That lets me know to not mark you absent for that day. Fairly simple process. Just all I'm asking for is just some transparency and just some communication with me, and I'll work with you on that attendance. Okay, evaluation. Obviously, our evaluation looks a lot different this year compared to last. Here's how we have it broken down. Okay, 3 categories in the grade book. All right, summative, formative, and final. Okay, summative, that will account for tests, projects, or essays. Okay, and we also have formative. Okay, formatives is going to be more or less just a check for understanding. Okay? As you can see there, it's 0%. All right. Last but not least, the final, or 20%. All right. Now, there's a little bit of a catch here for this year. Okay. If your son or daughter completes all the summatives, okay, turns all that in, all right, they may exempt the final. Okay, now they can take it if they want to try to improve their grade, but if they submit all their summative assignments, they do not have to take the final in here. All right, that may change once we go back full-time face-to-face, but as of right now, for the universal remote learning, this is what we have in place. Okay. Now, some of that does need explaining on how we grade. All right, for RISE and recovery. First, I'll start with RISE. Okay, I hold my RISE sessions for world history is designated on Wednesdays. I do mornings or afternoon before school. Okay. But I do understand that sometimes Wednesdays might not always work. Sometimes it doesn't always fit nicely in everybody's schedule. So I do schedule Rise by appointment as well, if needed. Okay. But recovery. All right. So for the summative assignments that we take, all right, the way we're working it for universal remote learning, if you take a test and you're not satisfied with your grade, you may have a second attempt to take the test. Okay. And I know that's something we've done completely different in the previous years, but we're offering that this year. Okay. Now, if you decide to take it again, okay, and if your score is above 70% on the second attempt, then that grade will stand. Okay. All right. So there is an option to be able to take it a third time. However, all right, on that second attempt, you will have to score below a 70%. Okay. If you scored below a 70% on the second attempt, you can get one final attempt. Okay. All right. Okay. So there you have it. Okay. That is it for our curriculum night. There is an opportunity to ask questions. If you go to my website, I have a link. It's a questionnaire. Feel free to fill that out if you have any additional questions, and I will try to respond back to you. I will do so by email. Okay. All right, but thanks for tuning in. Look forward to seeing your students in the future. Have a good night.